Welcome to Answers from Within. From the author of the All-Knowing Diary, Mind Lies into Truths that will set you free.
Hello and welcome to Daniel Answers. On our podcast called Answers from Within, we are talking to Maaike today, all the way in the Netherlands at 3 a.m. Hello, Maaike.
Hello, Daniel.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Cold and tired? No? You're good.
Cold and tired, yes. But
Now,
looking forward to our call.
me too. Now, what are we going to be talking about today?
I have a question about what's going on with my intestines.
Intestines?
I hope I say it correctly in English.
You said it beautifully.
Because from a very young age, I'm always constipated. And for my 20s, I had colitis or ulcerative colitis. I don't know the English word, but I think that's the one I'm looking for. So chronic inflammation in my intestines, and I have made huge progress with UI already, clearing a lot of it. So, but it still keeps shivering in the background and keep coming back, when I have a little bit of stress or something. So I want to know what do I need to let go of, or what do I need to know to get rid of it completely and get a healthy digestion and healthy intestines.
Okay, very good. All right, this is a big one. So are you ready? You ready for some truth?
Yes, I'm ready.
Where this is coming from is I need to prove to the world that I exist. Right?
Yeah.
That there is this young girl, and I'm seeing this image of a crowd of people. You imagine adults filling a room, and there's this young girl standing behind all their shoulders, behind them, and they're like dark figures. They're not anyone in particular. And she's saying, well, what about me? Don't I matter? Don't I count? Aren't I as equally important as all of the rest of you? And from that space, this little girl, you as a young girl, decided, I need to do something crazy to get people's attention. Otherwise, people won't look at me. They won't notice me. And so this inflammation and all these stomach issues that are all related to this core theme is nobody's noticing me. Nobody's noticing me the way I am. And why do I need to do a song and a dance in order to be noticed? And the inflammation specifically is that you're expending nervous energy. It's like there's this buzz of anxiety in this frustration. I'm still not being noticed. I need to push more. I need to push harder. I need to become more. I need to become a somebody that people notice. So I stand out. And so that I count. Make sense?
Yes, perfect. Makes sense, yeah.
So that's the root cause of these symptoms in the body. So as you know, where we want to get to now is to alleviate that. We look at alleviating that need, that frustration, that decision you made as a young girl. And the way we do that is we're going to look at some truth. Now this is we're going to see how open you are to truth on this one. because what happens is we make these decisions when we're young to get us somewhere. It has an upside. It's like, okay, well, if I decide this, it means I'm going to get this. I'll get attention, I'll get respect, whatever. So there's some upsides there. And as we get a bit older, we get a little bit addicted to these upsides, and we might not want to change them. So we're going to see if we can loosen your grip around this one, because it's definitely created some benefits in your life. And what we're going to need to show you is that you can have even greater benefits by letting go of this as a strategy. Does that make sense? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. This strategy's gotten you so far, but now it's holding you back, and it's not going to get you any further, so we're going to look at something more powerful.
Perfect.
Great. All right. Fear not, Maaike. This will all be fine. All be over in a matter of 20 minutes. All right. So the first thing behind that is we're looking at the why. Why was there this need to be noticed? Why was there this need to stand out? And what I'm seeing is this young girl says, I want to feel appreciated. Not just noticed. The next layer down is, I want people to get who I am and get my significance, why I am important, why I am worth looking at, why I am worth spending time with. And so that was, I really want that for myself, you decided. I want people to see how significant I am. We're going to go a little bit deeper and see what's really going on behind even that layer. I don't know where I fit in. I don't know what my purpose is. And if I can get people looking at me, and if they see what is significant about me, then maybe they'll tell me. And then maybe I'll know. So you were in this space of, I don't fit in, I don't belong, I don't know how I matter. So if I can get everyone to recognize me, that will help me understand what my place in life really is, where I actually fit in. Does that make sense?
Yes. Big role in my life.
So let's go even deeper than that and just see what you needed before you decided that was going to be your strategy. So here's something interesting. As a little girl, you're trying to find what's my meaning, what's my purpose. But you weren't. You thought you were. What was actually happening was the parents that the adults that you were around most as a child, be it mum, dad, whatever it was, what I'm seeing is they're going, who am I? What's my purpose? That was at a defining point in your life, a big deal for them. And you know how parents go through different phases. They go through how are we going to make money phase, how are we going to look after our child phase, how are we going to keep our relationship together, and what is the meaning of life and what is my purpose. So an adult's evolution affects the child. And so there was all this energy, this question, what is my purpose, my reason for being? And as a child, you were so sensitive and immersed in that energy, you took on that question. What is my purpose? What is my reason for being? But the funny thing is, it was never actually your question. It was theirs. And you just got swept up into that energy of, I want to be helpful. I like being helpful. if I take it on, I might be able to answer it for them. And then I'll be able to answer it for myself, because it seems like an important question. If the adults are asking themselves, it must be an important question. I'll take that on. If I can answer that sooner, then I won't be asking it as an adult. But what you missed, through no fault of your own, is that you were perfect without needing to know the answer to that question. You were actually content with, I just am. I just am. I don't need to need. I don't need to know the answer to that. I don't need to uncover an answer. And so what happens is, in this attempt or pursuit of answering this question, it's like an intensity in your body. It's just like almost a stubbornness in the energy, and it causes these symptoms in the body. It's like I still need to prove myself and stand out and blah 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 blah. But as a young girl, you actually didn't need to do any of those things. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring back that way of being as a young girl into the adult version of you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And when I say that you didn't need to know this, can you, it's a while ago, but can you relate to that? Like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I think I questioned a lot about my parents, because they're like mentally handicapped, both. So I always therefore questioned like, what is their role, what is their life purpose, but also like, yeah, what is my role, and totally relating to the meaning, you know, that I never fitted in, or yeah, so everything was like really relating.
Well, it looked like your parents had a lot of anxiety around, what is my meaning? What am I here to do? What's my purpose? How do I get it right? How do I, you know, a lot of stress around that, and you took that on, and also you wanted to help them to relieve that, because you could see it was an anxiety for them. So, all that being in the past now, let's look at how can we bring this new way of being, or this old way of being, into this who you are now. The first thing is to realize is, people don't need you to have a purpose. You've gotten so used to seeking this attention that it became like this blurred lines of, am I doing it for me or am I doing it for them? And it became, hey, the more people see how strong I am, the more people see how focused and on purpose I am, the better they respond to me. Yeah, they look up to you, they admire you, they want to be like you. So you became, oh, I like this. This is a bit of an addictive sensation in me to be this for other people. But what you haven't recognized, which is what your body is showing you, is in being something for others is constipating.
Okay.
The saying, it gives you the shits, comes to mind. But it's hard to kind of be present to that, because on one hand it feels good, but on another hand it's like, oh, this is tiring. I don't feel like generating that kind of extra energy. So coming to the point of, why do I keep doing it if I don't need to do it? And there's this other belief in there that says, but I'll let other people down. And how do you feel about letting people down, Maaike?
I don't want to do that.
You
Big issues around that one.
Yeah, don't you just? So you can see, so you've got, I don't want to keep giving to people, this energy, but what's keeping that in place is, yeah, but I don't want to let people down. That's worse than giving to people. So there's just this, it's a very difficult situation to see your way out of. So very good that we're talking.
Yeah.
So the truth, well, let's look at the truth about being a disappointment and letting people down. Do you, if I rephrase it like this, currently, well, to this point, you've been impressing people by being very focused and knowing your purpose. And that, for you and for them, is perceived as a gift, right? If you're powerful, you're focused, other people go, great, oh, I love this about her, she inspires me, I want to be focused and powerful too. Yep. And if you think that's a gift, imagine what a gift it would be for people to see you in this pure space of not needing to be or do anything. And all of a sudden they're looking at her and going, she is so carefree. She is so still, so in the moment, so okay with herself. I want that. I want that more than I need to be focused and achieve things. What's the bigger gift to people?
I want that one too.
Well, of course you do. You've got it and you're denying yourself it. I mean, we're all transitioning. It's really interesting. If you go back to the 80s, the 1980s was all about personal development, goal setting, being wealthy, achieving, business. Then in the 90s, it got even crazier. You saw all the music videos with everyone's got jewelry and bling and everything, and all the cars. And now we're coming to a point where it's like, you know what? That's tiring, trying to be ambitious and trying to achieve and do all these things. Can I just be okay with myself as I am? Do I really need to achieve all these things in order to love myself? Can I stop having prerequisites to love myself? And that is where you're at, Maaike. And it's something you don't want to admit to yourself, because your whole identity has been built upon, I'm an achiever, I need to achieve, this works for me, this works for other people, don't mess with it, I like it, no one change it. But that's not where you're at. You're at, you know what? I want to give a new message. I want to share a new message out there in the world, and that is, you don't need to achieve to love yourself. You don't need to achieve or do anything to just be at peace. How does that feel? Is that the message you want to give to the world or not?
Yes, that's something that is the topic of this year.
Now, of course, you're going to be leading by example, so you're needing to embody it yourself. But that is the transition you've been resisting. Because, as I said, your identity has been dependent upon, but I'm that one. I'm the one who achieves. I'm the one who's seen by others as a leader and as an achiever. So let's
and
go.
also I'm afraid to how am I going to live that life, because there's also need to feel safe and the financial part and stuff. So if I don't do anything anymore, then ego comes up.
Yes, the fear of scarcity and the fear of failure and the fear of regret and looking bad and disappointing and wasted opportunities and all these things keep coming up. I hear you. I can see it all. So let's go into how do we make this transition from the previous identity into really the absence of an identity. I want to say the new you, but it's not new, it's what you are. It's just a new experience of life. So let's go and have a look at that. So we need to deal with, you spoke about these fears of I need to be stable, secure, financial, all these things that come up when we're no longer being our ambitious self. But it's not actually the biggest fear. And it's not actually the biggest blockage. It seems like it, it feels like it, but it's not actually it. If we dig past all that facade, what we get to see is, but I won't love myself if I'm not a success. If we just skip past all of that poverty and scarcity and failure and disappointment and letting the world down, what we're left with, how can I possibly love myself? How can I look at myself if I turn down opportunities? How can I love myself if I don't amount to anything? And that is the biggest fear.
Okay.
So you're faced with the biggest opportunity of life right now. And that is to love yourself as you are. That is the biggest opportunity you've ever faced. Much bigger than money or any of that stuff. And there's a real irony in all of this, which I'm very excited to get to with you, and we'll talk about it in a second. But we need to go through this process first. So the opportunity at hand is to love myself without needing to be anything for anyone. And that will change everything. That will change your whole world, your physiology, your brain chemistry. It will change everything. Your alignment, everything will be changed. And what it's going to take is to understand the growth that you have been looking for. You know when you're ambitious, you crave growth. Not just necessarily on a personal level, but you're craving this energy of movement, momentum, upward movement. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You crave that. And for a long time you've thought that's to do with money or helping people grow and be successful. But actually, what you've really been craving is, I need to go to the next level. I need it. And what you've been craving in that is to be without the need to keep growing. Can I stop putting the pressure on myself to grow? Can I stop putting the pressure on myself to be the best? Can I stop putting the pressure on myself to always be doing something? So this very conversation, is the very essence of what you've been craving. I need to make the shift out of needing to constantly grow all the time, needing to be better, needing to be more. So let's look at what is going to welcome that in. And that is, you've had such a hard time loving yourself so far, haven't you?
Yes, biggest challenge in life.
But only for one simple reason. Not because you're not lovable, not because you're not amazing or any of these things. The only reason you've had a really hard time loving yourself all this time is because you've been trying to be more.
Yeah.
When you stop trying to be more, what remains is just blissful self-love. Can you just close your eyes for a moment and just imagine you took away that whole notion of I need to keep achieving to be on top. Take all that away. And what's left? Is there anything wrong with you? What's left?
No, there's nothing wrong with me.
How do you feel?
I'm getting my energy back.
So the only thing that was, if you could ever say something was wrong with you, the only thing that was ever wrong with you is that you thought that you weren't okay the way you were. That you thought you needed to be more. That was the only thing ever wrong with you. That you thought you needed to be more. So if we can look at this self-love as it's an acceptance of I'm fine just the way I am. I'm fine. And when you can see that, you go a little bit deeper and you can go, I'm extraordinary the way I am. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that.
So we're not taking away the ambition to be left feeling like a loser. We're taking away the ambition to leave you feeling even better than you ever felt before. Because the need for ambition is coming from I'm not good enough. I'm not enough as I am. It's a compensation. So when we take that away, what we're dealing with is your natural true self, which is, well, I'm already extraordinary. Why was I settling for this ambitious self? That's just a huge step down. I was always awesome. Why was I pretending that I wasn't? So then what I'm feeling comes up inside of you of, if I'm content with myself as I am, then I won't achieve. I'll stop achieving. Are you conscious to that little chestnut there?
Yeah, I'm conscious to that.
It's complete non-truth. Because now what happens is you achieve without trying to achieve, without any effort, without trying to impress people, without trying to please people, without trying to be there for people. Imagine if you were yourself, your amazing self, but you didn't have, I need to try, I need to be better, I need to achieve, I need people to see me this way, I need to not let people down. Imagine if you did, you were your natural self without all that. Do you think you would achieve more or less?
More, yeah, I know it consciously, I know it.
So much more.
Yeah.
But because you're not trying, you don't have the baggage of trying.
Yeah.
Now you're resisting this, so we're gonna go a bit deeper for you, okay?
Yeah.
If I don't try, I won't succeed. I'm somebody that needs to try. It doesn't come easily to me. I need to work at things, she says. No, you're not. the irony is you only need to work at things when you're trying hard to be more. When you're being your natural self and you've let go of trying, you don't need to work as hard. So you've got it in your head, well, my experience shows me I've had to do a lot of hard work. Well, that's because of who you were being. That girl, that woman you were being, she's hard work. Trying to be that woman is hard work. That's the hard work. Her. Not the success. That comes naturally to you. But trying to manage her and bring her along on this success journey, God, she's hard work. But she's not you. So you're actually quite easy. You're actually easygoing, light, adventurous. Success comes quite easily. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, good, better.
Yeah, I mean, what is such hard work for us is trying to be human.
Yeah, that's a tough job.
It is a tough job. So stop doing it.
Yeah.
Quit the
it's
job.
Funny that everybody is looking at my life. I want what you have, but they don't. They don't want it.
No. Quit the job of trying to be human.
Yeah.
And you'll have an easy life.
Yeah.
And far more success than what you get from trying so hard. Because you are going to go out there, you're going to shine your light. You are going to be awesome. There's being accepting, self-loving and self-accepting. It doesn't mean you're going to sit on the couch and watch TV all day. It just means you're going to do all the things you love, but without all the baggage. You're going to do it in shorter amount of time, with sharper and more efficiency, because you're doing it from love. It's like, love is like this success grease. You grease up a machine. When you bring that in, it makes everything work better. To do things that you love from a space of love makes you all that you are. Now, the other thing I'm feeling from you is my family. My family see me in this way. They see me in a particular way. They depend on me to be this way. Friends depend on me to be this way. This isn't true. Because what you're doing is you're saying to them, when you are like me, you'll be successful. And so they go and copy you and they're like, why am I tearing my hair out? Why is life so hard? Well, you want it to be like me. And they're like, okay, we'll keep doing it then. So they don't want that way. They've done it because you were doing seemingly better than they were, and they were a bit more lost. They want the new way. So it's almost like, it's so funny, like seeing you pulling down an old website and you're going, oh, ignore that. That was the old way. Here's a new one. This is the new way. This is much better, much more efficient, and you'll get to relax and live like you're on a holiday. And your family are going to just thank you for that. Your friends are going to, I'm seeing like on their knees kissing your feet, like, thank you so much for having that realization and waking up. God, we thought it had to be tough. We thought it had to be hard. So everyone is even more welcoming of this shift, this transition for you than you are right now. They're begging for it. Please, please bring it on, Maaike, because my God, we cannot keep up with your pace. We cannot do that. Yeah. Yeah. You remind me of someone very close to me and my family. Very, very, very familiar. A dear friend of yours now, I think.
Then it's her fault because I wanted to be like her.
Yeah, you guys are peas in a pod, and I'm going to make sure she listens to this conversation. So, you have found the real you, the new you. This is who you are. You will naturally be impressive. You will naturally be inspiring. You'll naturally change the world without ever trying to, or needing to, or intending to.
That's perfect.
So how are you feeling? Are you feeling, is that integrated for you?
Yeah. And it's funny because last week on holiday I decided I only wanted to do things I enjoy. So I got rid of like a whole bunch of things I don't want to do anymore. And I signed up for fun stuff.
Well done, Maaike. It is the year of that. That's definitely a big thing for all of us this year, is you just can't do, unless you love it, you can't do it.
Yeah.
You're just not gonna, you just can't push through that anymore. So I feel there's a couple of little things we need to just kind of polish off before we complete. The next thing for you is there's a little bit of fear around, well, it's all very well for me to be this, but what about the world? Doesn't the world still need me to push hard? Doesn't the world still need me to strive, be ambitious, to get things done? That's still in the background. Will I still get the same or better results being more passive, being more in love with what I'm doing? Now, here's something, this is just, I'm just being shown this image, and it's so beautiful, it's so perfect. When you are being that old version of yourself, a bit more frantic, a bit more high energy, trying, pushing, people come into that field, and those people that believe that's what life takes are attracted into that, right? You're vibrating at a frequency, and those who go, yeah, I agree with that, yeah, I feel the same way, they come in and they're attracted to that frequency, right? But as you've noticed within yourself, as you shift to this higher frequency, all of a sudden there's all these people out there who are going, oh, I much prefer that. There's more people who prefer this calm, progress through calm, than progress through frantic energy. So, yes, there'll be people that drop off, which is, you don't want them anyway, because that's not what you're catering to. But there's this huge volume of people, far more, that are now drawn into, well, show me how I can be happy within myself without having to try hard. Show me how I can be happy without ambition. Show me how I can let go of needing to strive and achieve and not worrying about money. There's a lot more of those people out there than those going, show me how to be successful, blah, 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 blah. So you've just increased your audience by tenfold.
Okay. That's a lot.
How's that integrating? Feel it's getting there?
Yeah.
Feel a little bit of resistance. So I think the final bit we need to look at is, very quickly, is how can I trust this? How can I believe in this? It's not what I've ever done before. How can I know it's real? because it's where self-love exists. Self-love wasn't around your whole life. And being this way is self-loving. And that is the greatest success principle in the universe. When I am loving myself, that in itself is success. Yes, it will continue to create other successes. But to have self-love is like the greatest success milestone possible. It's like it comes before any other successes. Self-love precedes any other successes. Real successes I'm talking about. Monumental shifts. Huge breakthroughs. That's how you know you're now on the right track. This is the path of self-love. So if you have a question that needs answering, come along to danielanswers.com